Okay, go.
This one time I had a piano and I...
No! When you guys come in from your day jobs or wherever else it is that you are for the day and you come into your jam space, how easy is it to focus 7 people? Do you guys all get on the same page very quickly? Is there like a gear that you know that you have to switch on? That it's time for Man-Made Lake time to leave the work behind, and it is time to jam. Is that a focus that's easy to attain, or is that something that takes kind of like, again, some sort of leadership to really harness and bring together?
Alright, now as a serious person of this band that is totally sober all the time, I'd like to answer this question seriously, because I think about it a lot, because I sit at my job every day at a desk and it's very boring, and this absolutely creates an environment where I can come here and be creative and not go crazy like I do at work. So I really do appreciate when I come down here and I can let everything go, all the stress and shit that I have at work, and basically be who I want to be, who I really am. This is like my real job in my mind, and that's about it.
Going now.
But for the rest of us, hello!
Well, that was something, boys. Thank you again to Man-Made Lake for being with us last week on part 1. We are going to continue the fun on part 2 here through our video interview with Man-Made Lake from Vancouver Island. In addition to the interview, we are going to have an album review with the band New Pink Floyd. Very excited to be able to talk about that. As well as we're going to preview the upcoming interview here in the studio with Ontario's own band, The Penske File. So lots to come. Of course, we got music from Man-Made Lake. We'll talk politics. We'll get a heartfelt message from each and every member of the band, talking about why Man-Made Lake is so important to them and what's going to keep them together over time. Of course, musically, we've got a couple of tracks. We're going to show you a video from their YouTube channel, as well as an exclusive video that they filmed for us here for this interview. Lots to come. Stick around. SBS Live this week.
Emphasis, and enthusiasm. It should be factual, poignant. Here goes. I had a fucking fear boner the other day. So scared I shit my pants. Full diaper, no question. It was warm. Anyway, fear boner. Caused by a lack of sleep, oxygen, and overindulgence in THC. I roamed the streets like a desperate dog, looking to hump the leg of sweet lady government and hide this fear boner. Chafe the damn head on the zipper bag. Commando plus fear boner equals an angry piece of dick jerky. Be kind to your peace. Every story has a moral. Be kind to your peace. Story has a moral.
How about this one, guys? When it comes to your songwriting process, with there being 7 members in the group and whatnot, first of all, how do you know when to cut yourself off in terms of when is a song done? And then, in addition to that, with 7 members, is it okay to sit one out? Or do all 7 of you need to be included for it to be a Man-Made Lake song?
Tell me when. When is a song done?
It's never done.
Brant, I'm sure you're aware of how defiantly absent keyboards are in music today. Sometimes we have them, and most times we don't. There's not too many bands out there that still have a dedicated keyboard player. So I'm wondering about a couple of things. First of all, I hardly ever really get to talk to one, so based on that alone, I'm hoping that maybe you can provide me with some insight as to what you use to rip on. I'm wondering if you can let me know about what you're using to contribute to that man-made lake sound. Show us your keyboards. Give us something for the technical people. Show us the equipment that you're using and how you use it. And as far as keyboard players go, is there anybody that you can point to that you're particularly looking up to in terms of either style or influence?
What we have here is a microchord. It creates a variety of sounds. Brent Goss, this man here, plays it. He is pretty wonderful at it, but he doesn't like the camera, so on we go. Over here we have Mr. Nate Bailey behind the Roland Gaia, a wonderful piece of equipment, and the Nord Electra 3, another wonderful piece of equipment. Who are some of your influences, Nathan?
Many a man!
Steve, I've had a studio tragedy, brother, and it's ripping me apart, and I'm hoping you can help me out with it. Take a look at this. You see this thing? I love this guitar. Absolutely love it, man. Custom painted. At the end of the day, it's nothing special. You know what it's like. You get that one special beast that really suits your style, and you end up rocking it for life, sometimes. But mine's busted up. On the inside, something's screwed. So I'm not a technical guy that way. I've got my electrician and musical instrument repairman, Hot Electric Martin, coming over to fix my stuff pretty soon. But in the meantime, dude, can you hook me up with just a fucking awesome guitar solo? Because I'm going dry here, brother. Look at that thing. It's just sitting there, and it's not being used, and it's killing me. Hook it up.
No talking.
Now, I hate to say it, boys, but if I was to get a tour of your jam space and I didn't ask for some sort of live remix of Rock of the Woods, I would be insane. And I'd be beside myself for probably the rest of time for not at least asking. Maybe this will happen, maybe it won't. Maybe you guys will make my day and or millennium by somehow showing me that this is just something you guys can do and bust out at any time.
Here we go.
The song Rock of the Woods is something that we made for a music festival on the spot.
Brent, any thoughts?
No, don't point it here!
I've never even heard the song.
We're glad you like it, though.
He's a Canadian man.
In episode 1, we had Man-Made Lake define intensity for you. Of course, right now in the last question, you saw that I asked them to, I begged them to play Rock of the Woods. And I have to admit, in the track where they were defining intensity in the part 1 episode, there sounded like there was elements of Rock of the Woods in there. So if that was the track, maybe I missed it. I don't know. But this is the official Rock of the Woods. Have a look at this video. I absolutely love it.
Welcome to Rock the Woods.
Man-made lake. I'm back. I actually just finished a interview with another band from Vancouver Island called West My Friend. They're up for Roots Album of the Year at the Vancouver Island Music Awards. And I don't know, man. Have a look. Album's called Place. They've got a video called Take It Slow. They came with another dude called Brent Wildeman. Wildman? Wildman. I'm going with Wildman. But anyway, both really cool people, cool artists. And I have a feeling that you guys would probably really connect with what they're doing. So, for the lighter times of Man-Made Lake, maybe check those guys out and see what they're up to. They're close by. But enough of the preamble. That's not what this question is about. What I want to know, guys, is how political does it get over there in Man-Made Lake? You mentioned that there's 7 people, obviously. And we've met you now. At this point in the interview, we've had the intros. So, let's move on. But I imagine, in my brain, in this headspace of mine, I imagine that there is some sort of like a big giant round table discussion where Man-Made Lake, debates the philosophies of life. I think that there's some really good discussions that take place in this band. So, my question for you is actually pretty involved. I want to know, I'm reading this off the page, guys, because it's a big question, but is there an undeniable social inequality out there that has somehow suppressed the creative voice? It seems to me like business definitely is in control of the world right now. The rich stay rich, but like every possible empire, and we talked about this musically last time when I had you guys with me on the island, Colin, Steve, Nate, but more as a society thing this time, not so much a musical thing. Every empire that we've ever seen over existence and time politically has fallen once the people have outweighed the power. And I think that we're getting close to that time again, just the same as I had mentioned that we were close to that time in a musical shift. So I guess what I want to know from you guys is, are these two things related? Because it seems to me that they would be. It seems to me that there would be, some sort of musical voice at the same time as these kind of uprisings in social situations. That's a long-winded question. I don't know how much editing I'm going to do, but there it is.
You want to light my fucking hair on fire? I actually do.
I'll make some joke about how we paid Colin's living expenses in the Senate and blah blah blah.
Or I could just lay on the ground like, light my hair on fire, Mom! And then people are like, that's our politics right there. Sorry, I don't mean to command you. Can you forgive me?
Oh, we're already filming.
Just point to us when you're filming.
Well, politics are a thing of wonder and mystery.
The past.
Look deep
Look far.
and
Look
wide.
away.
They're not polite, that's for sure.
Who needs government?
Nothing
Spoons
you've ever seen before.
and forks.
There's none.
When you need them. Politics.
Big business runs North America.
Thank you.
The great
and
big baby.
The great big baby.
We are the 1%.
Good night, my love.
98%.
Love.
I like the 1%.
Love.
We're not the 1%.
Oh,
Love.
99% is bullshit.
Colin, I noticed a couple of times when I was looking over the island material that you actually had a couple of solo shows yourself. But as far as a solo outlet goes, what is it that makes you seek that out? Is it, again, is it just another opportunity to play? Is it a chance to kind of demonstrate some new material? What is it that you're looking for when you're out there on your own as opposed to when you're with Man-Made Lake? And during a performance, how does it make you feel differently at the end? Do you feel like when you're out there on your own, is it a bigger accomplishment somehow to pull off a good show? Or is it actually the opposite? It's a harder thing to pull off a great show with 7 people.
That was no question.
Okay, we're done with that.
Great. Colin, what are your motivations behind having solo stuff compared to Man-Made Lake?
Okay. Here's my answer.
During performances, how do the two forms differ?
Okay. Get it?
Album review time. Let's talk about New Pink Floyd. This is a band I was bringing up earlier in the first part of the Man-Made Lake interview. That's a bold name, so I'm sure a lot of you out there are curious as to what New Pink Floyd is all about and what they sound like. New Pink Floyd put out an album called The Animatronics of Fuck Yeah. That's right. I love that title. These two composers, we've got a duo here comprised of Jamie Sharkey on vocals and Robert Costello as the brainchild behind the music of New Pink Floyd. So, is it worth checking out? You know I can find something to like in everything, and this is no exception. New Pink Floyd has put out something that is more of an art piece, perhaps, than what you might traditionally understand as songs. Do I like it? Yes, I do. There's bands that I like in the past, like Casio Tone for the Painfully Alone, that have demonstrated before this combination of real music and poetry fused together. Jamie and Robert are doing that same thing here on the Animatronics of Fuck Yeah. So I definitely invite you to check out this album. We'll post links at the end of the show so that you can go further with New Pink Floyd. Because the song that you can hear in the background, if you like what you hear, that is a song called Love Toast. Now, you know I get the privilege of being able to talk to these artists kind of behind the scenes. This was no exception. New Pink Floyd and I have talked many times. Jamie, the lead vocalist of New Pink Floyd, actually shared with me that the song that you're hearing right now in the background, Love Toast, was actually about her meeting Mr. AZ himself, Jason Mraz. for the first time. So what happened in that meeting? Take a listen to the song. It sounded like it worked out well, from at least what I heard. So I think it's definitely something to appreciate, again, when you hear this amount of creative freedom on an album. That's something that isn't often used enough. And the ability to create art through music can come in so many different formats that when you hear something like what New Pink Floyd has put together here in the animatronics of Fuck Yeah, you can understand that there's an autobiographical element to this style of music. You get to kind of document your history, your progression, your songwriting ability over time. This band hasn't been around for too long, really. I mean, New Pink Floyd is still really damn new. In 2011 they started, and already they've managed to put out 4 albums. So you can understand the work ethic that goes into something like this, and the amount of time spent immersed in their art. So I applaud that, and I applaud New Pink Floyd for going in directions that people aren't going to gravitate to. It's just a fact. And as much as I might personally like this style, or whatever song that I might like off the album, is it something that the people are going to understand? I'm not going to lie to you. Chances are no. But that doesn't matter. The fans of our show, the people that watch SBS Live this week, have accepted basically music from all genres. And that's something that we completely appreciate about each and every one of you that watch the show. So, will you give New Pink Floyd a chance? Of course you will. You guys are great that way. So, it could be something that you absolutely love, because true art is really in the eye of the beholder, and in this case, it's in the ear of the beholder. The direct quote on their Facebook site is that you don't talk about the music talks about you. And that's a statement that holds completely true for New Pink Floyd. Again, what Jamie and Robert have put together here is not so much music that is limited to one album. Their story will truly be told over the expanse of their career as they continue to make music in the future, doing whatever it is that they want to do. When we all picked up an instrument for the first time, when you grabbed whatever it was, I don't know, grab something, xylophone, right? Sure, anything. I mean, you can do anything you want, and music's never been limited to anything as far as your own creativity is concerned. Your imagination is absolutely king. And New Pink Floyd demonstrate that on this album. So the animatronics of Fuck Yeah is available on their sites right now. You could go and get it. I don't know why you're not. You're still watching me. My beard's not going to get any longer on this particular episode. Okay, yes it is. But you won't be able to see it really visibly that much. A little, but not that much. Anyway, newpinkfloyd.bandcamp.com. Go and get the albums, go listen to the music, see what Jamie has to say, and see what Robert has to offer as far as music's concerned, because there's a lot going on here. If you like poetry, you'll definitely like what Jamie's doing, and of course you've got Robert's ability to really manipulate electronica in some incredible ways. He's gone from minimalism to extreme pounding, jam-packed organs right at your face. There's a lot going on, that I can say. So listen to the production, listen to the words, listen to the music. New Pink Floyd, the animatronics of Fuck Yeah. Now let's get back to the show on SBS Live this week with Man-Made Lake. Man-Made Lake, when we talked to you about doing this interview at the very beginning, you guys were extremely pumped to do something like this. So explain to us why. You guys seem to get it more than most. You understand creativity and what you can do with a project like this. So rather than tell us, why don't the 7 of you just go to town and show us just something unique? What can you do with an interview of this kind of unique style and visual representation.
Oh,
Here's something nice right here. Do it.
I think I missed a spot on my bum when I went.
do I? Give me something tasty and lively. I don't wanna sing this song. Give me something tasty that's lively. Baby's gonna wear a thong. I'm one day, I'm a new man.
Made me like a junk band.
Do-ra-pa, do-ra, do-ra-pa, ta-ra, ah-ra-ra-ra-ra.
Good night.
Okay. Open mic, bitches.
Alright, we mentioned Man-Made Lake is 7 people strong, 7 ideas, 7 different opinions of what is going on out there in music land. So, what I want to know from you this time, guys, is if you guys could open up for any other band, doesn't matter, present day, past, retired, still current, I just kind of want to know, because again, you guys are all different, and I want to understand you a little bit better. I want to know, who would you possibly want to open for? In your dream scenario, who does Man-Made Lake open the show for in a huge concert setting?
Are you supposed to? Are you gonna be
What band would you guys like to open for?
What did you guys? Okay, let's.
From our wonderful friends and promotion company across Canada, Audio Blood Incorporated, the same promotion company that helped us bring Acres of Blinds to this very studio, helped us again bring a new band to SBS, somebody that we hadn't heard of yet. And these 3 guys are people that we're really looking forward to being able to show you on SBS Live this week. So have a look at the Penske file, all the way from Ontario, here to our garage in BC on SBS Live this week. Here's a preview. You guys played last night at the Railway Club.
Yes.
How did that go?
Well, it was great in my opinion.
Yeah, what was it?
There was 2 interesting people that I met that I did not expect to run into.
Okay.
One was someone who came up to me and said, "Hey, I remember you from the Horseshoe."
Really?
And I was like, "That's in Toronto. We're in Vancouver."
Right,
That's
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
He moved out here. Does a bunch of he's like a producer and / engineer.
Right.
So that was really cool to meet him.
Huge compliment too
Yeah.
to remember you that obviously long ago.
And we all remember him because he had an intense long conversation with all of us trying to like encourage us to eat healthy on the road.
Oh, really?
Like, a really intense long conversation.
Yeah.
It was funny because I remember going up to Alex after the show being like, this guy came up to me and talked to me for like 20 minutes about how to eat healthy on the road. And I got so in detail about it. He's like, yeah, same.
Was it one of those really close-in conversations too?
Well, it's like,
No,
it's
it wasn't
really good
bad.
advice.
Yeah.
It was a good conversation. For sure.
Right.
Nice dude.
And this autumn air, it speaks to me from the colored leaves falling off of those trees. And I realize the world drifts along while everybody's singing their own song. Everybody's singing their own song. As the world drifts along, everybody's singing their own song.
Guys, I gotta apologize. I feel nothing but bad at this point. I've left you hanging for way too long. This week, well, a couple weeks since we've been out of contact, has actually been very, very busy here at Sleeping Bag. Lots of things going on, lots of recordings, lots of different acts. We've had our first hip-hop act since we last talked, a guy named Lomega. Anyway, yeah, back to it. So, dealing with you guys with Man-Made Lake has really kind of given me an appreciation for the outdoors, I suppose. I'm not sure what it is. I guess it's just watching your videos, probably like Rock of the Woods and Freeway. They both seem like you guys like the open air. I don't know, it's got me feeling the same. So, let's do the walk thing again. I don't know, just feel like it. Let's get some fresh air, guys. Out of the studio. Through the sleeping bags. Whee! Alright, we'll go through the control room. Get past the old banjo. Into the outside. Daytime now. Alright. Do this beside the tiki guy here. Because what I'm looking for from you this time, Man-Made Lake, is take your camera to a central location. If you've got that central location, some sort of common background theme, grab the camera. Damn studio cat again. Find yourself like a nice little place off to the side, maybe away from everybody else. My garden clearly does not grow anything other than weeds. Once you've found that place that's away from the rest of the band, just go ahead and I'm finding that a lot of bands are really struggling to stick together these days. And I think that one of the things I've sensed about Man-Made Lake is that they have a real sense of band unity. So take some time, a couple of words from you all, each one at a time. Let me know about band unity. What's going to keep you guys together throughout the years? Colin, we kind of heard your perspective a little bit before on the island adventures, but let's go into it a little bit further. And then once you've done that, each, just bring that camera back to that central location. Drop it back down. And the next person can take it and take over for you. A couple of words from you guys would be awesome, just regarding how to stay together over time. Some advice for other independent bands coming into the scene. Just something to guide people on how to stick together. What does it take? SBS.
What's gonna keep us together? We're not gonna stay together. Nate's a masturbation addict. Morgan's a drug dealer.
You're the drug dealer.
Let's be private. Oh! What? This is supposed to be private.
Nothing private is that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be next.
Hey, Morgan, can I borrow you just for a second, just for an interview thing?
I guess so.
Okay, cool. You just want to come down here for a second? Thanks.
Are we alone?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think there's anyone here. So what are your thoughts on the band? Like staying together and stuff? Like throughout the years, like
They're not around.
they're not around. They're not around.
Hear me? Lithium in the beer.
I think just keeping it fun, keeping it cool, keeping it relaxed, staying next to the sign. I think that'll be a big help.
Everything about us to stay together is all about everything that's good together, because it's us and we're good together. It's good.
Well, I hope the band lives past this life and into a new astral plane. And the main thing that we have to focus on is the bereavement process of our own environmental unchallengement. And unto a serpent was born. When a blue fire came into us, we grew ourselves, but then be withered and folded under mold. Amen.
Sometimes I just want to stay. I can't do this.
Oh, hello. I'm tired of being in this band. It makes me feel really hurty inside. I'm leaving the band now.
Alright, I'll demonstrate kind of what I mean for this next one. Some people get a little confused. You guys wouldn't. You're intelligent, insightful beings. And I appreciate that about Man-Made Lake. But yeah, so for example, we've got this great EP here from The Pit. This is the Double Dutch Boy EP. Absolutely love it. It is the second one that they ever released. It's got that song Dead. We actually put a live version of that on our YouTube site. And yeah, we've got album from Nixie. Really kick-ass. We just had them on the show. All-girl electro band here from Vancouver. Also from originally Kelowna. Very cool ladies, and they just put out their first music video, that kind of thing. Another favorite band of ours, Eterna. They make brutal power metal, and we've put that on the show as well. That inside these studio walls, I'm surprised that there's anything left to come back to tell you the truth. Wonder if you're getting the idea where this is going. Lomega, yeah, good rap artist. Somebody that I used to know a long time ago. Did I just say somebody that I used to know? Gautier? Gautier? Goat-eye? I don't know. Okay, I ripped that bit off of a friend of mine. But yeah, again, Colin, we talked about Jay-Z when we were there, and I didn't really expect that out of the music that I had heard, that would have even come up. But, again, somebody like Lomega, in comparison to yourself, to me had that same intense look, So I can appreciate that kind of stuff. It looks like there's thought behind what you do. You care about the music in a different way than you see from a lot of people. And as far as where you can find us, that's pretty much in every scene, let's face it. So this is your turn, guys. Where have I been going with this? Let's wrap it up. I'm rambled too long. Good Lord. I know that you're working on a new album in the background there, but you've already got one out called Murky Waters, I believe. So maybe hold that up and show us what it looks like, because I don't even have a copy yet, and I need one real bad. And while you've got the disc out, you may as well do the website thing and where you want everybody to find you, because, again, I think that your music is something that needs to be heard. I think that a lot of people really can identify with this sound that you've got, no matter which kind of track you stumble on. There's an element of Man-Made Lake in every track that really unites them, and the ability that you guys have to cross genres is phenomenal. Nothing short of absolutely amazing, and I really appreciate that you guys aren't afraid of any sound, it seems like. So take your time, guys, take your moment, let the people know where to find you, because I can guarantee you there's some people out there that are going to want to hear this over and over and over again.
www.wordpress. No, that's wrong. www.manmadelake.wordpress.com.
www.manmadelake.wordpress.com. And you can also go on to Bandcamp, and you can totally listen to our music that way.
iTunes, Facebook. Who doesn't have a Facebook?
Who does?
Tweet, Oh, tweet!
He doesn't have a Facebook, and I know I don't got a either.
Twitter.com/manmadelake.
Twitter.com. So anyways, remember us. Look for Man-Made Lake fan page on Facebook. We love you.
Just want to send a huge shout out to Man-Made Lake for doing this interview once again, this video interview style. I never know what's coming back on the other side of the internet. And to see something like this come back at us is just mind-blowing. It's what this program was intended to do. Again, creative control was in their hands. This is how they chose to use it. Unbelievable stuff, if you ask me. Very, very proud of this episode and very happy with the way it worked out. I also want to thank bands New Pink Floyd and of course the Penske File. You can see them again on the upcoming episode of SBS Live this week. We're going to close out the episode now with a final question from myself and a final performance from Man-Made Lake. So once again, Riley, Brent, Colin, Nate, Steve, John, and of course Morgan, thank you very much for joining us here in this interview. Don't lose touch with Sleeping Bag Studios. We always want to know what you guys are up to and what you're creating next. You know there's a million reasons to stick around and come back next week. The Penske File is the main one, and we'll see you then. Man-Made Lake, I know how these things go when I tape them. It feels like we've only spent a short time together, but I guarantee you I probably talked my face off and there's probably a million videos and questions for you to answer. Probably took me forever to edit them. But it's all a labor of love, brothers. I've mentioned many times about how I think Man-Made Lake has a lot of leadership and a lot of credibility in my eyes in terms of what they bring to the table musically and the thought process behind it. So, gentlemen, if there's anything I've missed, if there's anything that you feel like we didn't cover that you want to get to, now is the time. We offer a very traditional and very open floor here at the end of these interviews. So I just want to thank you guys one more time for being here with us. And absolutely, the floor is yours, guys. Anything you want to say, anything you want to add, if you want to demonstrate how to fix a muffler on a car, that's a weird example. But you get the idea. Anything else you want to include, all yours.
Jeremy, thank you so much, Jeremy. Sleeping Bag Studios, thank you very much. Sleeping Bag Studios, thank you. It's just a personal taste, just trying to see. I'm just a lonely man without a shame. It's just a personal right to see. It's just a personal right to see. Let's go to E minor. I'm an only child, 'cause that's what my mom said. Never feel tired, feel bad. And now I'll return, I'll say and I won't tell my only Thanks, Sleeping Bag.
That was written for you, Jeremy.
That was
Special for you!
special for you, Jeremy. Special
First time ever played it.
For you! Just for you!
just for you. Just for you. You see that? Just for you. See that guitar? It's for you, man. You.
These drumsticks! For you!
This cymbal. Oh
You, buddy! Everything for you!
My firstborn child, for you!
For you!
yeah. My hairdo is for you.
This bass guitar for you.
I did sit-ups last night! For you, buddy!
My fleece is for you.